Welcome to RPG Reanimators. It's a live actual play. Today we will be continuing the Black Drop. And without further ado, let's start off with the recap. The
Okay. Yeah, this is going to be a recap where I won't get any of the names right. But we found our group of Adelard, Cap, Muriel, and Nicholas on board of the ship heading towards these islands whose names I definitely won't be able to pronounce correct. The Kerugulans? Kergugulans? Yes, something along those lines. Where we're the French government is shutting down the last vestiges of the kind of exploratory committee there. Uh, they had some seal hunting, some other explorations. So this is really like a decommissioning sort of thing. We're all there for our various reasons, but a lot of it has to do with checking up on people, looking for treasure, looking for weird ghosts, or just because you're a hobo and along for the ride. Um, while we're there, we met the very interesting couple of Edgar and Andre de la Rue. Um, she very clearly had a mania and pretty quickly approached Muriel for a menage a trois, as it were. Um, Adelard got quite a bit of research done on the area in terms of who was there when. We found out that the couple, the De La Rues, had been there before looking for various uh, rocks, minerals, that sort of thing. They're geologists, and very clearly not actually, at least, there for geology. Um, saw that they have a very interesting crystal bracelet that Andre says that Shepherd Leon made it for her. So there's some sort of strange crystal involved with this. And Cap and Nicholas found out that instead of having rock hammers and normal sort of mining equipment, they had lots and lots of dynamite, like crates full of it. So there's definitely something strange going on with whatever the heck they're actually planning to do. Muriel seems to be convinced that this area has something to do with Lemuria, a disappeared kingdom, and that might have something to do with this black drop society that seems to be interested in when the moons of Venus are eclipsed, creating this like black droplet. But it seems to be some sort of death cult led by some very interesting Germans by the name of Immel Worth and Walter Snyder. So if we run into them, we're probably in trouble. I think we kind of left off. We all had some strange dreams, and then we arrived in the port of Kovru. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly at all, but this is the small port with a few family homes, a sheep shearing shed that's got looks like no sheep around. Um, but the people there respond pretty warmly to the De La Rues, and the De La Rues don't spend any time with them. They just bail. So we're now in town getting our bearings and deciding exactly what we're going to do.
Wonderful. So what has happened is the boat has docked and it's setting off. There's four people out in this little village that are waiting for you, the ship, and it's four women. One of them stands up straight. She has this very intense aura about her. Another one next to her is a very diminutive, exhausted, older woman with frizzy gray hair. She's carrying a baby. Next to her is a librarian looking woman. She looks very proper. And next to that first intense woman is a younger, maybe 17, 18-year-old They're touching her face and eyeing you up and down. The intense looking woman, she says, "Welcome, welcome to Port Kuvuru. I'm
Thank you.
Pamela. This is my daughter, Leone. The woman carrying the baby with the erratic hair." She stares off into the distance past you, and she's interrupted. You're this scene's kind of interrupted by the librarian-looking woman. She says, "Hello, I'm Claudette." With a roll here. Actually, no, you just straight up noticed because we're playing Trail of Cthulhu. You can see that three of the women, they're wearing this strange jewelry made of that crystal you've seen before. And the people wearing the jewelry are Pamela, Leone, and the woman who has not introduced herself.
So the librarian energy woman does not
No,
have this.
you don't see any jewelry on her.
Yes. Well, Nicholas is a very polite individual, so he will do yes, good day. It's a pleasure to meet you. We are Muriel, Adelaide, the physician, Niklas, and Cap.
Great. I suppose we'll be splitting you up for residence for your stay here, says Pamela.
Adelaide will just nod.
Excellent. Now, it's so great to see you. And from seeing this energy, right? You're not seeing any men around, nothing, no other signs of life. And from the way that Pamela speaks, it seems like Pamela runs the woman, and the woman they run Port Kuvru.
And is just remind me, is Pamela the one holding the baby?
No,
Or okay, just making sure.
I'm afraid we did not catch your last uh, city member's name.
uh, this is Adele, as she gestures towards as Pamela gestures towards the frizzy-haired woman.
Ah, well, hello from the other side of the ocean.
And she suddenly speaks up. The Prince of Lies, the Prince of Lies. These are his islands, these are his mountains. Oh, I know thy works and where thou dwellest, even where Satan's seat is. That is Revelation 2:13. And I know your works. I do, I do. You can't fool me. You speak to me, don't you? I stood on a lofty mountain and saw a gigantic man and another a dwarf. And I heard as I were a voice of thunder and drew nigh for to hear. And he spake unto me, and I said, I am thou, and thou art I, and wheresoever thou mayest be, I am there. That is what she says. And for those of you with history or theology, which would be looking into my
Got
matrix here, that
history
would
for
be
Nicholas.
Muriel for theology and history for
Yeah.
Nicholas. This is an adulteration of the only remaining text of the lost Gospel of Eve, as quoted by Epiphanes. She is definitely well read.
And with what unique social manners. It's a pleasure.
Why yes, that was interesting. As Leo just nods after listening to that.
I wouldn't mind Adele, Pamela says.
Can Adelaide do a little psychoanalysis on Adele over there?
Yep, so I'm just going to give you the clue. she's definitely uh broken psychologically. Just like she has been exposed to something. Uh, she exhibits signs of post traumatic stress disorder, which I don't think is a phrase back in the 1930s.
Probably be around something like shell shock.
Yeah, yeah.
I think Adlard will sort of. I imagine he's standing next to Nicholas, so he's just going to lean over just slightly, very low voice, sort of whisper. Um, if you were still interested in looking into, well, some of the more odd things about this island and the people who live here, then he sort of gestures over to Adele, like he seems to have seen something.
Yes. Okay. Yes, I can definitely try and talk with her later. Um, and he's definitely got this look of someone that's a little bit taken aback by this like recitation. But yes,
And
I
Mr. Hangsler, you would know from your experience having a lot of credit rating that all of these families are poor. Um,
yeah.
there's a social pecking order here with Pamela at the top and Adele at the bottom. Uh,
Mhm.
this is once again, this island is a financial failure, and they're all barely getting by.
Yes.
But some are getting by better than others.
This is always the way. Um, yeah. Nicholas is kind of a little bit taken aback just by how strange this is. Well, I suppose keeping things in mind with where we are. Yes, let's split, look at our places, and then Adelaide, I believe you had some what how did you
business.
say? Yes, business
Business.
uh looking into health and whatnot.
Yeah. I would like to offer Adelard a 1 point spend for the either reassurance or the psycho. Sorry, it's not a spend, but I will allow any of you who have reassurance a 1 point spend as they are looking at Adele.
Yeah, I think Adelard will go over and sort of say, he's gonna have to be, he's gonna have to spend some time with this woman anyway to,
Yeah.
get some, look at her teeth for some reason. He's still not quite sure why they were so specific about that.
Oh,
But
because you're doing health checks.
yeah, yeah, but health checks, but like they were very specific about the dental kit. So
Sure.
they were so he's like going to go over and he'll sort of say hello, it's a pleasure to meet you. I'll be having some we will be spending some time together in the near future, and I just wanted to uh extend a greeting. Hopefully we'll uh hopefully you'll hopefully we'll all be feeling better once we're off this island. He sort of nods.
Hello, young man. She gives you a big smile.
And yeah, he will do that reassurance spend.
Spend? Sure, sure. This religious mania that she's been afflicted with, it's not consistent with signs of like a normal mentally ill person and deeply Catholic person. It seems that she is either transferring or sublimating some other experience that is too terrifying for her to articulate consciously.
Yeah, he'll sort of note that and say, as I said, we'll be feeling better once we're. I feel like we'll all be feeling quite better when the ship comes back in a few weeks.
Yes, yes. And you know that whatever she encountered has driven her completely mad.
Maybe she'll be feeling better in a cell somewhere. Sounds like, but he'll make that recommendation when we're done, when outside of polite company.
Yes, yes. Pamela speaks up and she says, "Right, so we have just 3 residences here. Uh, we have the families of Leone and I and my husband, Adele and her husband, and what's her name? I got it here. And Claudette and her husband. How would you like to split up?"
Adelar likes to think he's very important, so he'd like to stay with Pamela. She seems to be in charge here.
Okay, I'll write that down.
I think Muriel would be with Adele only because, hey, another crazy person that she might be able to relate to. But
Supposed
she's
to go
very
wrong.
intrigued by her. Yeah.
Nicholas or Cap? Any
Uh,
preference for
Cap, what are you
Claudette?
feeling?
Otherwise, Pamela can take 2. And you
I
don't, if you'd like to stay in a nice house. Nice.
I don't have a preference. I think that Cap will just be happy to whoever allows him to crash inside their place.
Yes, Claudette will.
Then I will be the second in Pamela's house, if you has the space.
Excellent. Right this way. And for dinner, we're going to prepare a nice meal for you. Unfortunately, our husbands won't be back until tomorrow.
What is they off doing?
They're herding sheep.
Ah,
That's right.
how many sheep do you roughly have these days?
There are a lot of sheep.
A lot of sheep.
So like you can see, there's a sheep shearing shed, and they probably have like probably hundreds of sheep. Hundreds
Okay.
of sheep. And you don't see any sheep around
Yeah.
because they're all out to graze.
Yeah, kind of looking at them. I'm sorry, but we are planning to leave this island in 2 weeks. What are you expecting to do with the sheep?
Oh well, we'll have another ship to pick them up.
Ah, I see. I was not aware of this. Okay.
Uh,
Is that I'm just wondering with assess honesty, are they lying? Do they actually believe
no, they're
that
lying.
they're lying?
It's hard to tell with the way she speaks, like, but she's taken aback a little when she's
Uh,
like, there's a change in her confidence.
and
There's a
that
slight
is
hesitation, and you're inclined to believe, your gut's telling you not that she's lying about the sheep.
Is she lying about the sheep entirely? Like that there are any sheep out there grazing at all? Or is it just that they're not coming to be picked up?
The latter.
Okay.
uh, uh well, it is getting, I can imagine the weather, it's quite cold, right?
All the more reason to look forward to a great dinner. She gives you a smile.
The Muriel smiles and says, and this is Pamela talking, right? Just to
Yes,
be clear. Yeah.
that is correct.
Yeah. Yeah, a great warm dinner would warm us up pretty good. I'm just curious. Remember the couple that just passed you by? Um, are you familiar with them?
The
Delarue?
Belarus, yes,
Yeah.
they occasionally come to this island.
To do what exactly?
They're going
Do you know?
expeditions.
How often have they come to the islands?
Maybe once a year.
Once a year. Do you, I think she's kind of the type of person to speak a little bit more. Do you ever notice anything strange about them? I mean, I just met them. I just kind of dragged these poor people along with me. They're quite an interesting couple. I was just wondering if um, do you do you notice anything odd about them?
Whatever do you mean?
I think she's a bit
She kind of just
laughing.
stares at you.
Oh, well, it's just a matter of let's just say that they have interesting arrangements, uh, interesting tastes. They do really like rocks, don't they? Those
Yes, they
geologists.
do.
And I have to say about the jewelry. Um, the wife mentioned that.
Oh, do you like it?
Oh yes. I was just
My
wondering if
husband
there is.
Leon is a jeweler. He has a shed in the back where he makes the jewelry.
Yes. That's what I was getting to. Um, if possible, if we can all speak to, or any of us could speak to Leon about maybe acquiring such jewelry, it's quite beautiful. I have to say, quite valuable too. Um, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Leon would be able to tell you all about it when he gets back.
Yes, hopefully around dinner time.
No, no, he's
That's
not
lovely.
coming for dinner.
He's not. Why is that? The sheep are staying overnight,
Yes,
or
the sheep are grazing overnight.
mm, I see. I just turned over to the other three, kind of a bit taken aback by that answer.
I mean,
Just
she told you earlier.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just in the back of her mind. She's like, there's something fishy going on.
Just a bit of bookkeeping from my end. So that would make you Pamela manager.
Yes, that is me.
I'm. Would Claudette be Claudette Le Goldix?
Claudette is Claudette Petite,
Ah,
and her husband is Pierre Petite. You're talking about uh, the head of household, Georges Gallaudet, husband of Adele Le Gallaudet.
very good, very good. I just like to know, the full names, just so.
Yes. And that's the nearest member of their family, Georgette Le Gallaudet. As she points to the
Georgette.
bundle in
Um,
Adele's arms.
hello, little kid.
The baby coos and looks up at you with its bright eyes.
Adelard, oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Right. Adelard would stroke his goatee and sort of question, um, out of pure curiosity, where does your husband get these jewels that he makes, that he uses for the jewelry?
Oh, he finds them all over the island.
Oh, just that. I see seems to be quite a bit of it. So, just that common.
Yes,
Yes.
I think so. Just another one of the island's gifts.
All right.
What other kinds of gifts are there? This island seems to when I look around, kind of suck.
Wow.
Excuse my French.
And she looks at you like you've kind of offended her. Uh, while I understand that this might not be the greatest island, it has provided for us a place to live for our lives, and one would do well to have more appreciation for it,
You can call me Cap.
Mister Cap. Then
Just Cap. Just Cap. No Mister.
very well. Uh, I'm sure Adele will. Actually, I'm sure Claudette will show you to your room. And Claudette says, "Right this way, Cap."
I suppose I will follow.
Yes. Uh,
Does my
she
sense
is
trouble go off?
for Claudette. You don't think so?
Okay.
Claudette seems like a very mousy, older woman. Looks like she belongs more in a library than in the Grulins. She says, right this way, Captain.
Of course, of course.
I'll get the fire going. And uh, you were the one tasked to empty the oil and
Board up some
prepare.
houses. Yes.
Yes. Excellent. I for one, can't wait to get off this island.
I don't blame you.
Says as you both walk further away.
Uh,
She's glancing back towards Pamela.
what else is so bad about this place? Ooh,
Oh, I'm looking for a change of scenery, and it would be nice to have different neighbors.
yeah, they seem a little strange.
Strange. Yes, it's a good word for it. But you'll head off and unpack. The three of you, what would you like to do?
Adelard would like to start working as soon as possible, and he was already thinking that he wanted to start his duties by checking over Pamela because she's in charge, and if he makes a good first impression on her, then
Mhm.
the rest of everyone else should be easy.
Okay. Yeah, so you're gonna go towards Pamela as she is bringing you and Nicholas to her residence. You can see attached to the building is a workshop of sorts, most likely where Leon makes is the jeweler creates these fine jewelry. She has a um, very large necklace with these strange crystals.
Yeah, he'll sort of approach and say, if you don't mind, what time of day is it?
It is the morning,
Morning. Yeah, so
the whole day ahead of you.
he'll say, but before anything else, I would like to do a bit of a once over, as is my on you, as is my duty here. I I feel like it would be pertinent to be in with you as I. He's sort of like glancing around at it's the slightly larger house. She's clearly in charge here. It's like as a bit of a baseline. Just if someone here is going to be treated well by their body, it would be you.
Mhm.
So and I shouldn't know. So I assume that taking over you would give me a baseline for the general health of everyone of the village.
Very well, very well. I will allow that. But please set your things down first. I've
Yes, of
tidied up 2
course.
rooms.
It's very much appreciated.
Yeah, and then Leone, she takes your things and she says, "Please let me take those off your hands." And she brings them over to your rooms and begins to make some tea.
Adelard would like to know, just a little sense trouble. Did she? Was there any point where she might have had the chance to look through his stuff?
I mean, of course, if you're going and doing an examination not in your room, of course there would be an opportunity to look
Yes,
through
there would be an
stuff.
opportunity. Just
But I'm not
immediately,
going to
does that give?
confirm
Does
if
that give
they.
this? Does he get the sense that that might be part of the intention of here? Let me take this.
No, it might be an artifact of your own paranoia,
That would be yeah.
which you diagnose for yourself. No, I'm
Which he diagnoses for
kidding.
himself. Yes, it's like
Being an alienist.
it's been an odd journey, and he's happy to be on the ground, but it hasn't gotten any less strange immediately, which is slightly concerning to him.
Good. So you're able to do your physical examination, and she exhibits all the signs of someone being a country bumpkin. So like really bad teeth. Right. Muriel, you're on your way to. We're gonna swap Muriel as Adele says. Right this way, Miss Bones.
Yeah. Yes. Mrs. Bones, but I was recently widowed 3 years ago. But you can call me Muriel, dear.
Excellent. Excellent. And you can see that she has these the same type of jewelry with the same crystals. This one on her is a bracelet. These very large bracelets of silver and these gemstones.
Yeah,
Very prominent.
she's and while she's walking with her or following her, she's gonna say, "That is a mighty fine jewelry you got there, Adele. Did your husband make it for you, or
Oh
Leon
no.
made it for you?"
Oh, they are beautiful, are they not? Such fine jewelry, such a thing of wonder, having the glory of God, and her light was unto a stone most precious, even like a jasper stone, clear as crystal. That's Revelation 21:11. Leon,
Ah,
you're right. Leon did make them for us. So lovely, so lovely.
I'm very fortunate to be not only I'm very fortunate to be blessed with a learned woman such as yourself, Adele.
I
We
thank
have a
you.
lot to talk about. Um, Maybe over tea.
Yeah. And she set your stuff into like a guest room. You pass by her room, and you can tell that she has a giant, like she has a journal, a leather brown bound journal, which is probably prominently displayed on her nightstand.
While she's a very curious person, she's going to look over to the journal and say that, oh, that's a big. Is that your journal over there displayed?
Why, yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Oh,
And she puts
what?
the baby down, or she's going to put the baby in the crib in another room. She's not paying attention to you now. Do you have
You know,
Filch?
I do not. She's not the type of
Okay.
person to manipulate items. Um,
Okay.
yeah, that's going to be fun. But I do have sense trouble if that could be applicable
All right.
to
So
this.
no, not at all. You're not in trouble at all.
Nice. But she's assessing the house of Adele. If there's any more items that interest her, maybe because I'm looking into she does know anthropology, and little trinkets or whatnot as she's examining the room.
Well, it was really just a journal that really stuck out to
Mm,
you. Other than that, it looks pretty sparse. Not
very
very.
sparse.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's gonna look over to the journal. Is it closed or is it wide open?
It's closed.
It's
Yeah, it's
closed.
closed.
She's not paying attention to me right now.
Well, at this point, that opportunity has passed, so she turns around and she
Oh,
says,
okay.
"But you
Uh,
might be able to get it through some social manipulation, should you have it. Should you have a
uh,
skill that applies."
um, I have bargain, intimidation. She will not intimidate a woman like her.
Okay.
Um,
I would say
but
flattery would work, or
she's not a very kind person. She's very straight to the point. Um,
okay.
yeah, the only way I could think of is bargain
Bam.
or yeah, or oral history, just because she's curious about talking to her about like what she knows. She doesn't mind listening to her talk a lot more and more about the revelations and whatnot.
Okay, do you have
Maybe
theology then? Because I would also take that.
yes, I have theology.
Okay. Um, yeah, I would say yes, you can listen to her go off on this theology, on her religious mania. But I will say to get that journal, it's gonna be a spend. Spend
Yeah,
1 point of theology and it's all yours.
no,
As you
that's
maybe
fine.
drop some scripture on her and impress her. Mic drop.
And lo, thou didst give the journal.
Uh, she seems
Yes,
very proud of her journal. And she says, look, it came to me in a lot of dreams. It's my dream journal." She opens it, and it looks to be written in gibberish, but you do have Cthulhu Mythos, do you not?
yes, I do have
You're
1 point of
welcome. You're
Cthulhu.
welcome to spend a point.
Ooh, that's 1 of 1.
That
Why
doesn't
not?
mean like because you do have Cthulhu Mythos at all, right? Just because you have 0 of 1 in your pool, that doesn't mean you won't be. You'll still get Cthulhu Mythos clues, but you wouldn't
Okay.
be able to
Oh,
spend anymore. Um,
that's fine. But I'm going to spend a point of Cthulhu Mythos. Um,
yeah, yeah. So this journal is not written in any conventional language. It's written in Lemurian, which is this a suppressed language, which one must use both paired right and left hands to write properly at the same time.
yeah. She's really engrossed in it. In
Make
this
a stability
journal.
test, please.
Yes. And I'll spend 2 points in that. Oh,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah. Let's go.
Go ahead and roll that d6.
Yeah, I rolled a 1. I know who to blame after this, but I rolled a 1.
You
I'll
rolled a
fail
one.
it.
All right. What's your
Yeah, that's
stability?
it. My
Because you
stability
just
now is
spent
down to
two.
yeah, and it's down to a 7.
I'd love for
Uh,
you
I,
to deduct 2 more. Thanks.
that is perfectly fine. Yeah, she is. She has her nose buried into the journal, very engrossed into its context, and into its contents, while maybe talking to Adele feverishly about this. Maybe almost becoming like her in a bit. Have this little epiphany in her head.
Yes. She
Um,
says,
yeah.
"Oh, the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent, called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out on into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him, weren't they? Weren't they? And they worshipped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast, and they worshipped the beast, saying, Who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him? Well, who? You? Me? No, sir. No, sir.
Yeah, she's listening intently, doing her best to contain herself.
And you're both very mentally fine
Yeah,
as you
that's
listen to
fine.
her ramblings. And we're gonna jump back to Hengsler. Hengsler, what are you doing during the day while Adelard is performing this medical examination of Pamela and Leone?
Uh,
You seem to be distracted at this point.
yeah.
Yeah,
He's gonna he'll start with the nice approach towards it. Is he will while Pamela's getting um hers done, he will talk with Leone because they really haven't heard anything from her yet. So he'll
yeah.
uh go up to her and um compliment her jewelry as well.
Why, thank you. My father made it for me. Look at this bracelet. You have flattery.
I yes, I've
You're
got
welcome
flattery.
to use that skill in order to get her to like maybe hand it over to you to get a better examination.
Yeah, yeah, he'll definitely. Is that a one, two? What are you thinking?
Not even a spend, it's for
Oh,
free.
yeah, he wants to look, and his end goal is to get into the workshop. But this is a good like starter, is like taking it in his hands and
Oh, yes.
looking through it.
You're
I'm.
welcome to spend a point of flattery to get into the
Oh
workshop.
yeah, oh yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, he's like picking it up and looking at it. My family, we know quite a bit about jewelry and whatnot. And this is
Yes.
a fine, fine thing. Like really
Yes,
looking at.
they're local. The shepherds, they occasionally find them on the ground all over the islands.
What do you call this, uh, Jim?
I don't know. It's maybe it's just the Krugulin gem. But I don't know if I should show you the workshop. I think mother would be very cross, but you look so interested.
I will admit, we have that historical love of craftsmanship, and I would just feel so ashamed if I were not to see such a beautiful workshop of your namesake. It's
Okay, okay. I'm sure it wouldn't hurt. Come
of
this
course
way,
not.
Nicholas. And as you examine her bracelet, right, you've never seen anything like this, and with your geology, you know that this is not naturally occurring at all.
Yeah. Yeah. Makes sense.
And she leads you into a small workshop in the back of the house. It smells of seal oil, burnt seal oil.
Mhm.
There's a crude workbench and a trio of kerosene lanterns to illuminate it. A small chest is open where it has fine tools to make this jewelry. And with your geology skill, these gems, right? While they look machined, there's no technology to mill crystals so finely. They like that technology doesn't exist at all. And you're welcome to spend a point in geology for a flashback scene.
Sure. Yeah, why not? I got it.
Okay. So as you're in this dimly lit workshop examining this crystal, right?
Hmm.
This brings you back to a time when you were in a curio shop in Mattapoisett, Massachusetts, all the way across the world. You enter the shop and the bell rings. It looks like a shop with all kinds of uh, crystals, vintage and artifacts, and all other kinds of, you know, riffraff stuff like that.
Yeah.
The store owner, he's an old Caucasian man, uh, a true Yankee. He says, you're here, Nicholas, right?
Ah,
This Nicholas Hengsler.
yes. Yes. I am.
You were looking into weird bits of glass, correct?
Yes. I have some goods that I would like to move, so I want to
Okay.
know what there was.
Hmm. I might have something like that. You're welcome to spend a point in bargain, flattery, or reassurance.
It's gonna have to be. Well, I'll do another in flattery. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Beautiful shop.
thank you. Yeah, yeah. You've traced the the elite back to this shop because uh there was a French sailor who visited the Kerguelen Isles in the past, and he visited this shop and maybe sold some trinkets. And you know that this is the place where you might find something like that. So spending that point of flattery, he says, "All right, well, I got something that you might like."
Ah.
He produces a piece. It's a broken bit of cylinder no bigger than a thumbnail, translucent and alternately blue or green in the light. It's quite beautiful. The old man leans in and he says, "Plenty of people come looking for Southern Ocean glass. Strange sorts of people from all over, and I'm very choosy about who I bring it out for. The people who collect this Southern Ocean glass, they're not nice people. There was a French couple, for example, very handsome, good looking couple. They said they found their own down in the islands, a pair of geologists, but they were looking for more than that, which was sorry, but what they were looking for more that wasn't locked up in museums. So there was just something very not very Christian about those types who come looking.
Yes. Well, we can't always choose who we buy from, can we?
Right. But
Which islands did you say? Dun 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 dun.
the Kerguelen Islands.
Yes.
And you probably buy it from him.
Yeah.
So I would say that you probably have one packed away in your luggage
I like it.
as
Yeah,
we
like
flash back into this workshop.
yeah, wrapped in nice handkerchiefs and stuff.
Yeah.
Yes, I can see he is doing quite an amazing work with such a small set of tools. Um, and he's honestly like looking through this. He is a fair bit of expertise with stealing and like hidden spots. So he's
Yeah,
in
there's a
particular
box full of
looking.
these
Yeah.
crystals. If you have filch, you're
Oh,
welcome to just grab a handful and like be successful at that.
yeah, he does. He does in fact have filch. Um, yeah, I'll do that if the daughter is looking away and like
Yeah, she's
it would be.
distracted
Yeah,
as maybe let's say Pamela calls her for her medical examination once Adelard is done.
yeah, he'll,
So yeah, you're able to pocket some of these
yeah.
shards.
Just a few, just to kind of take another look at later. He doesn't want enough that Leon's gonna come in and go, "Hey, where'd my box full of crystals go?"
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
for sure.
is there any um other sort of like um, I guess like maps or anything that he's seeing in here that Leon's been keeping, or is it pretty
No,
much just a
it's a
workshop?
simple
Yeah.
workshop. Yeah, the roof's leaky.
Uh,
Anything in here, any paper in here would just get
yeah.
exposed to the
Yeah.
elements. But as Leone walks away, you're just getting this sense of vague unease. You think that
Mhm.
something's watching you from above.
He looks like at the little hole in the ceiling where the drip's coming through.
Yeah.
Must just be the wind. Um, he'll like shove his hands in his pockets with the crystal and exit after closing the workshop door.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Leone. It's really quite a sick.
What would everyone like to do now? Because you're about halfway through the day, and you finished unpacking your stuff in the rooms.
Well,
Oh,
Edward's gonna be doing the other, doing the daughter next.
Oh wow, okay.
Oh
Well,
my.
not. Excuse
I know,
me.
I know. All right, you're excused.
Checking out the daughter. Sorry, that's also a little off.
Performing a medical
Performing a
examination
medical examination on the daughter,
as the government has ordered him.
as the government has ordered.
That's right.
Yes.
I think that Cap is just going to look around the village, I guess if you want to call it that.
Yeah, it's like 3 houses in a barn.
The shanty town. Yeah, he's going to look around and he just wants to see how many buildings he's got to board up.
Oh, only 4.
4 buildings.
Yeah, so if you'd like to board up for the day, you certainly can. So you get your tool bag. So mention that you have. Keep in mind that you have a tool bag.
Cool.
All right. What about you, Hengsler?
Um, he's going to talk with Pamela, and start getting a kind of scope of the other ports and whatnot in the area. In particular, he's looking for. He won't specifically say Betsy Cove, but that is kind of on his list of like how far away are we talking. Um, but I mean, he's still here to get artifacts, so just figuring out what locations on the map are that are of
Yeah,
interest.
yeah, you certainly can. Yeah, Betsy Cove is quite a ways away. It's probably maybe half a day's worth of travel.
Uh,
Yeah, so it's quite a hike through such perilous terrain.
oh, there are no predators, right? What's so perilous?
Well, there are the walruses. They can be quite vicious if one is not accustomed to them.
I say fast. He has literally no idea. Like he's got this mental image of walruses. Uh, they don't have the legs, right?
Mm, no, but they're big, mean things.
Guess I will believe you on this.
You should.
Am I going
They're
to get
vicious.
mauled by a walrus? I just won't go near one.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry, they're not. They're not walruses. My bad. Elephant seals. That's what.
Ah,
Oh, that's
I don't know. That makes it worse or better.
yeah. I mean, they are still. They are. There's the scooching, right? Okay.
Yes. But they will always try to chase you away first.
They won't have to worry. I will very happily stay away.
Yes. That's what my husband says.
Ah, all right. So Betsy Cove. Are there any other like historical ports that you can think of that people came to? No, just Betsy.
No, just Betsy Cove. Other landmarks? Maybe there's some caves around.
Oh,
You're a geologist, yes?
you know, I have some interests.
Well, very well. I must prepare dinner.
If I were to look for the caves, where would I find those?
Oh, they'd be deeper in the island.
Okay.
Yes. Please have dinner before you set off. Unlike those De La Rues.
Of course. That would be tomorrow. I'm not going out at night. I don't want to get the elephant sealed.
Yes. Yes, we can't have that, can
I don't like the way he says that. He says under his
we?
breath.
Uh-oh.
But yeah,
All right.
that's fine.
Muriel, what would you like to do for the day? Are you up to no good?
I'm just curious on how this works, because there's sources of stability. Is there a way to recover stability, or that is something
Yeah,
that
yeah.
will? Yeah, I'm curious
you
how
can
does that
follow your
work?
drives. Like if you're faced with a situation that like a normal person would probably be like, fuck this, I'm out. I could do a hard drive where it's like, yeah, but your drive is curiosity. And
Yeah,
you can
it's
choose
a
to engage with that and you'll regain 2 stability, or you'll lose stability if you don't. But you won't, you're not forced to do it. You're not forced to do it.
okay.
You can go
Well,
down to negative like 10 stability before like bad stuff. So keep in mind like five's not like it's
yeah,
not something where you hit 0 and then oh that's it.
yeah. Thank you for reminding me.
Of course.
So I think what she will do after being engaged with
Adele. Yeah.
yeah, with Adele, I think she'll actually will actually offer to help around the house, like take care of the baby. And I think maybe just engage in small talk prior to the dinner about maybe like how old is the baby?
Mm-hmm.
What's the name? And maybe drop in about if she knows anything about this Betsy Cove, because she's also curious about it. If she knows anything,
Yeah, yeah.
or
So
yeah,
she doesn't know anything about the cove because she mostly stays in the village.
that's her.
But I would say, yeah, you're helping pack up, and she's very, very grateful for this.
And what's
Meanwhile,
the baby's name?
Georgette.
If Georgia, okay.
Yeah. And if that was everyone, Adelar, were you up to no good, or did you want to continue just doing examination? Or
Adler did want to ask, um, so is this the only settlement he needs to be doing these
yes, that's
examinations
it.
on? Okay,
This
so
is the
yes.
population of the island.
Okay. So we'll have quite a few free days to do other things. So yeah,
That is correct.
he'll probably just be working on like, okay, we're gonna get as many of these people done as quick as possible.
Of course. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wonderful. And as the sun begins to set, there's there's a ship's horn that sounds. Maybe the Austral has returned, but no, it's not. It's a smaller boat, a fishing boat. On the side, the writing says Tenerife, so it's the Tenerife boat. It seems to have dropped anchor outside of this settlement, and it looks like 3 people are rowing ashore. One of them is wearing a German SS uniform.
Oh dear.
So this gets all of your attention.
As I double check what year it is.
It's 1933.
That's correct.
So yeah, but
But
I
you've
don't know if
heard, yeah,
you've heard, yeah, that there has been a change of management in in Germany.
If you're American, you're probably kind of. But most Americans are kind of on board at this point with the people on the other side of with our our new German friends.
Yeah, at
Yeah,
this point they have
yeah.
not. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
How
all the
how
way
Nicholas
over
would
there.
how Nicholas feel about it
Hey,
though? That is my question
Nicholas is not in Germany anymore, and
anymore.
for good reason. After the Great Wars, the family left. So yes, Nicholas is not loving seeing this, especially with what Adelaide said about these Germans saying goodbye to their family and the Black Drop Death Cult. Um, yeah, I mean, if he's still in with the people, like if we're still like having dinner or something, he'll just be like, uh, "Were you expecting another Pamela?"
No, we were not. And she kind of looks at them, these three men coming to shore with this intense gaze. Eventually, the boat, this rowboat, gets to the shore, and one of the German men begins to call out, "Hello,
Hello out
people!
there.
Hello! We have lost a member of our group. We are wondering if you've seen an Ulrich Buschner. We're very concerned about him.
yeah,
Have
and
you seen him?"
I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna look at everyone else.
yeah, Adelard will like poke his head out, like go not poke his head out of the door of Pamela's cottage, and uh, there's not that many people here. I would have, if I'd seen anyone I wouldn't expect to, I would know and
Pamela
know.
begins to step out, and she says, "Gentlemen, why don't you join us for dinner? Now we don't have enough room in the main house, so we'll have to have a sheep sharing shed. So, uh,
How did they react to that? Just looking at
it
them.
seems like with you points and reassurance, it seems like they're under great strain of something, and they're barely keeping their emotions in check. Um, the one wearing the SS uniform says, "Very well. I'm Thomas Faber, and we will accept your dinner." They are joined by a younger one, barely 20, and then a very old man who uses a cane. The old man introduces himself as Walter Snyder, Dr. Walter Snyder. And the younger one introduces himself as Ludwig Mueller. The middle-aged one is the one wearing the SS uniform, and their symbol here is of an Unterstabsführer, which is a lieutenant in the army.
Yeah, and Adelard will sort of, as we're moving our dinner to the sheep shed,
Yep.
is going to sort of, uh, first sidle up to to the one in the uniform.
Adelard, was it? Faber
Yes,
says.
Adelard.
Have you seen Bushner? Have you seen anyone?
No,
When are you leaving?
I think he'll if he thinks it's going to be a little more if he thinks it's going to be more if it's going to make him feel a little more comfortable, I think Adelard will start speaking to him in German.
Oh, okay. That instantly makes them less tense.
Yes, and
Do you have assess honesty?
I do. I have
Okay.
4.
They're trying to force themselves to be in good cheer and to be helpful, but they're definitely hiding something. If you'd like, you can spend a point in assess honesty.
Yeah, and he'll be saying basically there's only a couple of this is a village of 4 people included, and with my other 3 compatriots we don't have yes, if we saw anyone around here that I was expecting to. We would know, and we have not seen your friend. We're leaving in about 2 weeks. We've just been dropped off.
You just spill the beans, this
Yeah.
man. All right. So with your point spend and assess honesty, these Germans, they're being entirely and completely sincere to you. Like they are stressed out. They are so stressed out. But they are not lying. They are desperately trying to find their own man, Bushner. And they obviously want to know why you've come. And you can see the rest of them, they're kind of poking and prodding at the rest of your group.
Uriel is just gonna lean over to Nicholas, like whispering that, understand what they're saying? I don't understand.
Yes,
Translation would be great.
Yes, of course. Be careful, that Walter Snyder. We have heard that name before. Do not give away the game.
But you
Yeah.
begin to sit down. Pamela, she at this point leaves to get more food to bring over back to the sheep shed, leaving entirely leaving you all alone with the German
Hmm.
German men.
Well, Muriel is just gonna maybe put her hair a little bit back, uh, and looks over to the leader, speaking in, well, English. She doesn't know German. But she's going to say, so you did say that you're looking for Bushner. What happened? Was he missing off the boat? Was he a man overboard? Uh,
We don't know, Dr. White, Snyder says, and he rubs his temples. It was like he slouches down in the chair that was provided to him. We just don't know. Bushner has a problem with alcohol, so that may be a contributing factor. When he
oh,
left, he took camping gear and a lot of schnapps. So we're confident he'll turn up. Probably just a bender, although a dangerous one. We simply must find him before he is injured or worse.
yes, yeah, that's right. What uh, what type of role does he play with your in your I guess company?
He is
Um,
the astronomer. We are the Black
oh,
Drop Society.
ah, I see. Well, I also am a fan of the stars, as one would might say. Um,
Good. Excellent.
uh,
Then you would
yes,
know that we're named after the astronomical phenomena observed during the transit of Venus. Venus seems to soften at the edges and forms literally a black drop. It's charming, really, that a simple limitation of a lens technology in previous centuries created such a mystery. Orbital bodies are often strangely perturbed by one another.
yes, that's right. I'm very familiar with that phenomenon.
Right.
It's quite
But
extraordinary.
our purpose is that we are a scientific society in Munich. We have an interest in the Antarctic islands and have been coming to the Kerguelens for many years.
Adler will say, "Well, then you'd probably know where to look better than for your friend better than we would. We've only just arrived."
As have we. We have come to Betsy Cove to do geophysical measurements, astronomical observations, and a variety of scientific tasks that benefit from regular but slow data collection.
So he was lost from Betsy Cove?
Yes, he's probably on a drunken bender, and we do need to locate him very soon, lest he hurt himself.
Um, how long has he been missing, sir?
Just today when we landed.
Do you think he's drank it all?
Most likely, being an alcoholic.
That's most unfortunate. Not only your man's missing, your alcohol might be all consumed by this one man.
Well, it's likely he's just sleeping it off. If you find him today or tomorrow, I'm sure it won't matter terribly. I hope you are not on a schedule.
Uh, Walter, he says, I'm confident he'll be found. He's behaving like a spoiled child. A spoiled child.
Um,
And then Faber just chimes in, this man in the SS uniform, saying, "Yes, once he returns, I'll give him my comrade the beating."
Adler will pipe out. You said you were at Betsy Cove. How long have you been on the island? Well, he would only, as far as we know, it'd be if he's walking, it would be a half a day to get here, and I mean, especially slower if he's as drunk as you say he is.
Yes, we landed this morning. Well, it seems like he's not here, and Walter he plays with his food. And at this point, Pamela returns. Walter begins to stand up, just a dark, sullen look on his face, and says, "My apologies for not being able to stay. We've left a man tending our camp and must return. Do you mind if we take a something to go for him?" And Pamela says, "Yes, of course."
Some good old mutton stew. It'll keep you hearty.
And at that point, these German men, with their takeout, they are going to go back to their boat and leave.
Were we seeing any crystals on them?
No.
In any shape? Okay.
No other other paraphernalia or artifacts. It's just plain uniforms.
Yeah.
I think Muriel's a bit surprised. I think after they left, they would see a surprised look on her face only because they just announced they're the Black Drop Society just right there, and just giving that expression to the others.
I
And
mean, just
yeah,
to give you a bit of context, right? You know that they're a death cult because you called like a number and you did like so much digging. So like not many people know that at all.
yeah,
To normal people, if they have heard of it, they're just someone who study the stars and astronomy.
yes.
So it's
I
not
think
common knowledge. It's not even unique knowledge. It's rare knowledge.
yeah. So Muriel's just gonna lean back, maybe eat more what's left of her food, and says, "You hear them? They're just studying the stars, and their astronomer went missing. How unfortunate."
Adler's going to look over to Pamela and says, "They said that they're on the island quite often. Have you ever met these men?
No, I have not, Pamela says.
Seems they keep to themselves."
Yeah, they said they've been going to the coming to the islands for many years now. It
Perhaps,
tracks.
perhaps you just do not get out to Betsy Cove too often.
Yes, perhaps the shepherds do, but we don't leave the village.
Interesting. Is there a reason for that? It's just not terribly comfortable outside.
We are housewives.
Okay.
Fair, fair. Especially when there is a young one to attend to now. But anywho, this dinner has been quite lovely. To be surrounded by very good company in this environment. It's a shame that all of this will go to will have to go in 2 weeks. Have all of you have already arranged something um after all of you leave by any chance? Um, New residences, anything of that sort?
So we're really just going to follow our husbands.
I'm confident that they are doing the best they can and find a good home for all of you.
Well, at the very least, they'll be able to sell all those sheep once they get home.
Do well, I if they're somehow making if they're making arrangements somehow. Do you how much contact do your husbands have with the greater outside world? I mean, I don't. There's not quite a post office around here. You understand?
No, but when the letters can be made, where we send them off. I'm sure you'd be able to talk to my husband about that.
I I might have to do that.
When are they due to arrive? Your husbands?
Tomorrow.
It's tomorrow. Oh, that's good.
Well, I don't know. I'm personally quite tired. Um, I was not expecting to meet some countrymen, so I might retire for the night after dinner, if that is all right with you. I'm thinking perhaps tomorrow I might go for a hike.
Yeah, excellent. All right. Dinner begins to close, and the food becomes as the night goes on. All the food is eaten. You're welcome to go back to your residences and retire for the night, should you wish.
Yes, Adelard's been quite busy, so he'll probably be uh, finding his way to the room that has been set apart for him.
Okay, great, wonderful.
I think I don't know if what it would be. It depends on you, Alex. If possible, if Mira will have, because she's an astronomer, I imagine she would have maybe her own personal spyglass telescope. It
Yeah,
depends on you.
yeah, that's great. Yep.
Yeah. So I think out of
If you have a point in it,
curiosity,
that means you're a professional.
yeah. So she's going to see, maybe try to find a point where the clouds are clear and try to look at the stars herself. Um,
At night? Okay.
yeah, at night.
Yeah, the stars, they're beautiful. Excellent, excellent. All right, so Adelard, Hensler, retiring for the night. Cap, what about you?
Cap is going to be snooping around in Claudette's house, trying to find her if she's got any booze, and like going through cabinets and stuff.
You have
And
filch?
I do.
Oh, you find some booze. You can get shit faced on the booze.
That's what he's doing.
All right, wonderful. Okay, great. So we'll just move on. Nicholas, you're feeling that sense of unease that this entire time,
Mhm.
and you toss and turn, and eventually you fall into a restless sleep. You're in your family home, the Hengsler estate,
Ugh,
and you're in the attic.
dusty. It's not looking very good. The whole house is kind of a bit in disrepair at the moment.
That's right, that's right. And when you look outside, it's surrounded by a sea of black ooze, which rises to the level of where the attic window is. So the surface of that ocean, this ooze ocean, is level with your attic window.
Starting to seep through the walls a little bit
Oh,
because it's
yeah, just a
definitely
little.
not watertight.
The glass starts to break. It starts to spiderweb.
And he's like looking to get up to the rafters, uh, potentially. He's dragging some crates around.
Yeah, you're hearing this moaning coming from your great grandfather, who is in the third story room down below.
Grandfather, quickly come up here.
Nicholas, help! I'm stuck.
Damn nations. And he'll, hop off the crate and
You'll activate the ladder,
yeah,
and that
exactly.
drops down, right? And you can see that he is in a turned over rocking chair. There's ooze all over the floor. He's stuck in it. He's barely breathing as some of it's getting into his mouth. He's suffocating.
And Nicholas
And he
basically like hikes up.
weakly puts his hand up.
No, I'm coming, Grandfather. Stay strong. And
All
he
right.
hikes his pants up, and he's gonna try and like get through the slurry to him to pick him up.
All right. All right. At this point, I would love, absolutely love for you to give me a roll on probably scuffling. Yeah, let's go with that.
I'm gonna beat this old man. That is a 3.
Struggle. All right, so you struggle, but the ooze it starts to spiderweb on these windows, right? Since
Yeah.
you're on the third floor, the ooze has completely covered the window, and it starts to break through, and you are hit by this wave of ooze. You and your grandfather, and you start to suffocate. You are stuck, buried underground, and you wake up with a scream. Give me a stability test.
Yeah. A 2.
2? Okay, just one. But this is the time you wake up coughing with the smell of smoke filling up the room. In the background, you hear doom, 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 doom. Sounds like a hammer and nails being boarded. What would you like to do? Adelard, you also wake up at this time.
Adler wakes up coughing for the second time in this scenario.
Yeah.
Is going to is immediately you know like rolling out of bed. Probably gets caught in the sheet for a second. Just going to burst. If he's going to check near if there's a window in this room, he's going to check it.
Yeah, the windows are being boarded up right now, and there's a roaring fire that is starting in the living room.
He's not a particularly strong man, so he's going to run over. He's going to just burst out of his room and just
And there you
wrench
see
open.
Nicholas.
Yeah, and he's going to. And he's going to just try to sputter out something, but it doesn't come through from the cough. It's like, the women, where are they?
Damn the women, I'm sure they're in on this. And
I'd love an athletics check now to hold your breath or start suffocating.
Wonderful. I don't think I have any points in that. Double check.
I'll spend a point just
Okay.
to slightly increase my odds.
I got a 4.
Okay,
Yep.
7 total.
Oh, that's good. That's good. You managed to hold your breath and probably put a cloth over your mouth, but
Yeah.
looks like you're trapped inside of a burning building. You try the doors, you try the windows. The windows are boarded up. Meanwhile, Muriel, you're hearing this boom, boom, boom from a nearby house, and that's when Leone she runs up to you and she says, Muriel, Miss Bones, Miss Bones."
Yes, dear.
She's running to
What's
you,
going on?
and you
Oh,
have assess honesty, correct?
yes, I have assess on.
Okay. Everyone's gone crazy. You have to get to safety. We have to get to safety. But she's running up to you with a hand behind her back. And with your assess honesty, something says she's lying to you.
Yeah.
What would you like to do?
Man, she has firearms, but I was thinking, uh, because she knows that she's lying. She might use intimidation just to call out on her.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
intimidation
yeah.
isn't a general ability, so
Oh, general
you don't
ability. Oh,
think it would
sorry.
work. She has this
Oh,
crazed look in her eyes. Something just gives it away.
oh. Does fleeing help? Because I do have
Yeah,
points
yeah, it
in
does.
yeah. So
You're welcome to roll fleeing.
yeah, I'll spend 2 points in fleeing. Because that has worked before. Let's go. Ooh, that's an 8. She's not.
Eight's
8 in
pretty
total.
good. All right, so as she
Yeah.
starts to run towards you, right, from behind her back is this nasty looking meat cleaver. She pulls out like this and she tries to lunge at you. But with your fleeing, you topple over your telescope and you make a run for it. We're gonna move on to Cap. Cap, you don't know when you fell asleep, but you've got an empty bottle right next to you, and there is a gurgling sound coming from the kitchen, and the sounds of violence, the sounds of stuff banging against furniture.
I'm gonna get up, kind of stumble my way to the door and head to the kitchen and see what's going on.
And that's when you see Pamela just hunched over Claudette. She's plunged a knife right into her throat. You can give me a stability roll for that one.
All right, let me see. Stability. So you need to roll 4 typically to pass, right?
Typically, yep.
I'll spend 1.
Okay.
Yeah, 4.
Okay. Yeah. 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 Four total?
4 total.
That's good. That's good. You don't lose any as you've witnessed this grisly murder. And that's when Pamela turns around towards you, brandishing that kitchen knife. And she says, "It started. Started, Mr. Cap."
Oh, what the hell? And I'm gonna start fleeing as well if possible.
Okay. Great. Give me a roll.
This one I will spend 2 points
Okay.
and 8 total.
All right. So you basically brace yourself like two hands like that, and you go out the window as you leap out the window as she charges at you, and she embeds this knife into the wooden wall, and you jump out the window. Um, Meanwhile, in the burning building, I'd love for you two to make me stability rolls because
Yeah, I can
you
imagine.
have been boarded up.
6.
Oh, that's a 1, not
Oh,
large.
no.
A 6. All right. So you pass, Hengsler. Adelard, please take 2 stability loss.
Wonderful.
And what are you doing?
He's going
Both
to,
of you.
gesture out the door for Nicholas and just go over trying to start kicking it.
Adelard, use your brain. If they're outside, it's likely the men have come back. We must be more smart than this. Quickly, this way.
And he's going to start pulling him towards the workshop
Okay.
because he's thinking that roof that's leaking,
Yeah.
they can probably
Oh.
get up through
It's
that.
probably also pretty moist down back there too.
Exactly.
Yeah, I
exactly.
love that.
He will absolutely follow Nicholas.
All right. So as you move from one room to the other, I'd love another athletics check.
Yeah.
In order to not suffocate.
All right.
Spend another point there.
Allard took 3.
3? Okay.
3 as well.
All right. So record this number as a separate number.
Mhm.
Yep.
So you lose 5. Let's call them like temporary suffocation points. So once that reaches your health, it's bad.
Yep.
Mr. Hengsler. And for Adelard, you lose 7. As you begin to cough and sputter as you breathe in this sour smoke. Now what are you doing? You make it into the workshop. The windows have been boarded up here as well. But that roof, you could get out through the roof. There seems to be a leak.
Yeah.
There might be a weak point.
Yeah, between the two of us, let's move the table under it, and he's just grabbing like chisel and whatnot to have some tools to deal with this, and stand up there and start pushing the roof tiles off to the side so that they have an exit.
And Adlard will follow the leader here.
All right. That's definitely an athletics check for sure. You're welcome to help him out. By not piggybacking, but
I don't have any points in athletics, so I could even
okay.
piggyback.
I've
So,
got
yeah.
one more to spend, and this seems like a useful time to spend it. Oh, I do have points in preparedness.
Yeah, you're
I
welcome to
think-
spend points in preparedness.
I'm just
if
trying to
you-
think if there's anything he would reasonably have that would help him break open this, other than like probably the hammer and stuff that he grabbed from the toolbox. So
Yeah.
probably nothing special.
All right, I'll give you a +1 because you've got the hammer.
I'm glad because that puts it exactly at a 4.
Right. You grab the hammer, you're holding your breath, you're coughing, and then you from the workshop table and you start smashing at that roof. And chunks of wood begin to fall away. Now you
Yeah.
have a hole above you.
Yes, quickly,
I would
Adelard.
love another athletics check to hold your
Alright.
breath
He's holding
from
breath.
both of you.
No.
2.
Okay. 2, so both of you fail
Mm-hmm.
as you start to suffocate. 3. So 4 suffocation points, Nicholas.
Okay.
And for Adelard, it is 4 as well.
Adelard is now below 0 health.
Yeah.
From in this sort of temporary sense.
All right. So the rules for suffocation is yeah. So you're not at negative like 12, so you're fine.
Yeah, okay, still alive.
Yeah. Are you at between -1 and 5 though?
Yes, I'm at negative.
Can you say that again?
Negative
What?
2.
All right. Since you're at -2, you are hurt as your head begins to spin. It's going to be more difficult for you to do stuff.
Yeah.
At the moment until you get air.
Um, seeing Adelard having so much trouble, Nicholas is gonna make him go first and like help pick him up and just
All right, jump. This is not that tall of a roof. Just go.
and just try and hoist him up, if there's any crates or whatever to stand on top of.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm assuming
Adelard's-
this is not a super tall building. We should be able
No.
to
Yeah.
scramble
I
out.
will just give you it without the roll.
Yeah,
as
Adelard
you
is coughing and sputtering, just like trying his damnedest with his frail little arms, trying to
Yeah.
scramble over the roof.
Your lungs are burning, and when
Yeah.
you get to that roof, you can see that smoke all around you, the flames consuming this small little building, and you breathe in fresh air.
Deep gasp, cough.
Behind you is Nicholas, as you probably help him up, right?
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
help him up. Are the crystals still in the room?
Yeah, they are.
Okay. He's gonna grab a handful of those as he's trying to get out because he's aware that there's probably 3 strong men hammering the window shut right outside where they're about to pop out. So
Yeah, and if you have some, what do you call it?
stealth?
No, sense trouble. I would
Oh, yeah.
definitely give you some more information, but you're welcome to make that roll.
I'll spend a couple points of luck for this, or not luck, sense trouble.
Okay.
Yeah, 7 total.
Yeah, you can see with the fire illuminating the silhouette, you can see Adele's figure with the hammer just hammering
Oh, okay.
the windows of his house.
Okay.
And I will even say that you see uh, Leone chasing Muriel with a knife in the distance
God damn it.
as the Adele residence, Legalidic residence, is also set ablaze.
We have-
Meanwhile, you also spot Cap going out of a window. Like,
Jesus, they have all gone insane. I did not think it would escalate so quickly. Quickly. Let's
so I'm gonna say that. Yeah, what are you doing?
quickly, Adelard, try and get somewhere. I think we just flee.
Yeah, Adelard is going to, try to find a place on the on the workshop, like where he can drop down where it's more shadowed.
Okay.
Try
So
to,
on the outside of the building.
yeah, try to drop
Okay.
out on the outside somewhere where the fire's inside, probably casting shadows from the wall, like the whatever's left of the walls. Try to get it in a spot where there's a bit of a heavy shadow.
All right,
Or-
great. In that case, I'd love for you to roll stealth, both of you, if you want to hide.
Absolutely. Got stealth for days.
Do I have any of that either? I don't imagine I do. No.
I'm gonna spend the 3, and
All right,
hope
I'm gonna
that-
say it's a little
yeah.
more difficult because you've just been coughing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spending 3, that's good.
Yeah, I'm
Adelard
kind of
rolled a
hoping to.
3.
I'm trying to help Adelard a little bit there, but
Okay.
yeah, 8 total. And Nicholas is actually thinking of running towards the sheep shearing shed, as long as
Okay.
that's not also on fire.
Yeah, not yet. So you dive into the bush and you take cover, Nicholas, and you take cover, Adelard, right up against the house, near some equipment, and you think you have a good spot, Adelard, until you start coughing the rest, and that's when you see Adele. She turns around towards you, drops the hammer, and pulls out a revolver, and
Ooh.
begins to walk
Fuck!
towards you.
Adler, you said Adlard is right next to some equipment.
Yeah, like
Okay.
let's say,
If it doesn't immediately burn his hand to grab it, he's just going to grab whatever it is and just try to hurl it at her before bolting.
okay, yeah, great.
And
Let's
I'm
say
going
it's
to roll
a
this more as a flee than an attack, like it's like as a way to pocket sand, book, try to book.
yeah, let's say it's a paint can. You're welcome to roll fleeing against. But actually, I'm gonna say that we're gonna just talk about initiative. I believe what initiative, what D6 roll normally.
Initiative is
Correct me if I'm
rules
wrong.
is written is basically everyone sort of says what they're doing and gives their current pool points.
Yep.
And whoever has, and so if say I'm doing fleeing and I have 12, and Nicholas is doing and some sort of attack and has 10, then I go first. It just depends on who has the
Yeah,
most
great.
pool.
Why don't you roll the fleeing then? And if you fail, you're getting shot at.
Yep. Yep. I'm going to spend. I have 12, so I'm going to spend 4.
Okay, great. So you spend 4. What did you get?
I've rolled. I rolled a 5. So I've got. I've got a. I have a 9.
Okay. So with a 9, right, you just throw the paint can at her, and it causes her to throw her hands up, and 3 shots go off. And you begin running right into the darkness.
Yeah, and he's just stick to the shadows, but just get away as fast as possible. Just uh, any direction that is not towards another building. So just
Yeah,
straight
and
into
these
straight
buildings,
into the
these
wilderness.
buildings are burning.
Yeah, straight into the wilderness.
They're burning. It's cold out there in the dark. Muriel, what are you doing? You're being chased by Leona. You haven't quite yet lost her. You're running in the dark.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that. Because I do have points in preparedness.
Yep.
I don't know if one of them would be reasonable to have like her own, because she has points in firearms. It's possible for her to have like a revolver. It's not nothing fancy, but if not that,
Yeah, you might have a Derringer.
yeah.
Why
So
don't you go
you can
ahead
only
and roll
use,
preparedness then to see
yeah,
if you have it or not?
that's true. That is fair. I'll spend 2 points in preparedness.
Okay.
Let's go. A 3. Nope. I don't think she might
Then
have
I
dropped it.
would say it's in your room, which is in the burning house.
Yeah. Well, there goes her revolver. But you did say she tripped over her pocket telescope.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's in the house too. I think what she'll do starts to go off. Yeah, that'll be fun. I think what she'll do is with athletics. Is it possible for her to? Well, that's fleeing. Hmm.
Oh, you can charge her.
I was thinking either because charger with athletics or scuffling. That's basically putting someone down. She's in desperate mode, so I guess she would maybe run away, then maybe start to charge her with try to wrestle her down with scuffling, and let's
You're
see
welcome to
how
do
good
that.
it'll go.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
why don't you roll fleeing first? All fleeing people
Okay.
always go first.
Yes. Okay. I'm running out of points, so I'll spend 1 on that. And let's go. Oh, that is a total of 5.
Okay, so with a total of 5, You're definitely able to give her the runaround as you dart into the darkness and go between some of the buildings uh, that aren't currently burning. The one building that's not burning, and you lose her.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she's gonna take her time too. Take a few deep breaths. I don't think she would notice. I don't know. Would she notice in the midst of the chaos? Notice that Nicholas and Adelard got out of the building. Would she notice that Cap was being chased by someone as well? Or
I would say you definitely notice Adelard because
okay.
he's being chased currently. Nicholas is hidden, so you wouldn't be able to
That's
just
fair.
see where he is.
I
Sneaky,
think she will stay where she is, using the darkness of the night to have her stay put. Just to see what's going to happen next, and basically hope for the best that no one is able to find her. Uh, that's kind of the best thing that she'll do.
Okay, Nicholas, you're heading towards the sheep shearing shed.
right?
In the distance, you see the household of the Petites go up in flames. So now all three residents
Yep.
are on fire.
Yeah, he's going like very little time left here, so he's
All of you can roll stability. Just
Yeah, yep.
this
Good
traumatic.
thought.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that. I'll spend the point. Uh,
I did not spend any and rolled a 5.
Okay,
got a
5's
4.
good enough.
Yep.
5's high enough.
ooh, I
4
got a
is good enough.
10. I
Oh
got a
yeah.
10,
goodness,
even though I spent
All
one
right,
point. That's fine.
cool. Cap, I'd like you to roll stability for seeing this entire little village on fire.
things are going
Oh,
great.
that's an Uno.
Oh, okay. Just take 2 stability
Okay.
as you are shaken to the core at this savagery. And all of the buildings are on fire save for the sheep shed, but you don't know if they're going for that next, Nicholas. So what would you like to do, Nicholas?
Um, he basically just busts in the door, and he's glad they had dinner there tonight because he's thinking back like lamps, rope. Um, he's very practical, weirdly, for like survival things, and um, sheep shearing things are pretty sharp. So he's thinking, I need to get like all of our stuff is going to be gone. I need to get something that we can use to protect ourselves. He's hoping to meet up with the others.
Yeah,
So it really is just like grab any kind of backpack and just grab, throw, and then bail.
yeah. Okay. So would you like to be meeting with anyone, any other members, any other PCs, any members of this party?
Any of the people here aren't actively burning down buildings or trying to murder.
Yeah,
I
because
think
they're like
that's the
walking
problem.
around.
Yeah, that's the problem is
It
just
seems like they're going to the sheep shed as well.
yeah, exactly. Like he's knowing what would have to happen here. If any of us are stuck in the village, there's nothing he can do. So he's just grabbing and going out the door into the further brush,
No.
planning to light a lamp later
Yeah,
to
that's
find
good.
the others.
Great. And Muriel, what are you doing then? You see Nicholas go off into the shed and then out of the shed after with like bundles of equipment.
A saw.
She'll do her best to, I guess, shadow him without being caught.
Okay.
Being caught by the other people, she won't mind if Nicholas notices her. But yeah, she'll do her best to follow him.
Yeah. Okay. Cap, you just jumped out through the window. It doesn't seem like anyone's following you through the window. And the house that you were just in has started to catch a blaze. So what are you doing now? It's dark
And
outside. It's cold.
I can't see anybody else except for maybe the people who are
Yeah.
setting buildings on fire.
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Pat my ragged coat pocket where I've got the dynamite sticks, and I'm just gonna head out into the. I don't even know where I'm going to head out. Head out into the distance and try to get away from the town and just hide somewhere.
Yeah, great, great. And last but not least, Adelard.
Uh, run, stay in the, as Nicholas mentioned, the brush, just like get deeper into the island, just whichever direction the village is in, he is going the opposite.
All right, and you're watching that as these figures, these villagers, they burn their own village down, and then they step into the darkness, into the fog, and that's where we're going to take a little break. So we have complete chaos in Port Couvru. We have Nicholas and Muriel who have met up. Cap is on his own, and Adelard is on his own. What are we doing now? Burning houses of Port Couvru are in the distance.
Is
And,
there enough actual like cover to kind of be unseen for the moment?
Yeah, you're in
Yeah,
complete
okay.
darkness.
Okay.
and you have lots of equipment. Like, what's Nicholas holding on this person right now? Out of curiosity.
A preparedness amount, probably. I guess I
Yeah,
was
what would you
kind of
like?
envisioning, yeah, lamp, a rope of some kind that they're just kind of strewn about. The lamp he's probably carrying, but it's not lit.
Mhm.
And you can see he's actually grabbed some of the sheep shears, like those the blades there, um, because those would be a decent weapon and probably pretty sharp. So he's got those with him. Yeah, I can't imagine that there would be candles or anything. So yeah, just the
Well,
lamp.
with the preparedness roll, there would be.
Sure. Yeah, I got a little bit of preparedness here and there. I'll spend a couple points to make it decently likely. Yes, 5 total.
5 with a 5 total, there are candles.
All right. Yeah, he's got a few candles as well.
So it's freezing out. It's like the middle of the night.
Yeah. I guess Nicholas would actually hear Muriel like maybe huffing and puffing. She's not used to all this athleticism. Her hair is all frazzled.
Muriel,
Um,
good.
what, Nicholas, what's going on? One of them tried to kill me.
Yes, well, Adele tried to take the Adelard and I and lock us into the fire. We barely made it out. I don't know where Adelard got to. And if you give us some time, we will set up a candle and see if we can draw them towards us.
Yeah. So it's freezing out here. Um, uh, I can help. I can help a little bit. He does have skills in mechanical repair, electrical repair, like all that good stuff.
The problem is we have nothing to repair at the moment.
Yeah,
Uh,
or maybe chemistry.
yes, well, keep that in mind. We might not go too far from the village right away. I can't imagine the women are going to stay there. Yes,
No.
let's find a spot out of the wind, and in about an hour, I'm going to set out a candle up on like a rock, um, light it, and then we are going to hide because if the women show up, we don't show up.
Yeah, that's right.
So you're gonna try and signal the rest of the PCs.
Correct.
Okay. In that case, sure. That's what you do. You lighted a candle, and I would say that Cap, what are your plans as you flee the village?
Cap's plans are to find. He wants to regroup.
Okay.
And I think he wants to see if there's a way he can find shelter because it's like frigid, right? We're in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Shelter, regroup, maybe method of starting a fire somehow. He's got some outdoorsman skill.
Yep.
Nice.
Right. You can definitely do
Yeah.
that with outdoorsmen. Adelard, what are your plans?
Edlard has none of these outdoorsman skills. So his plan is, assuming that he doesn't immediately see like the signal, which honestly he might just assume is someone, holding out a lamp, looking for him in the brush, he's going to attempt to orient himself because he assumes everyone else is going to be heading towards the bay.
Towards Betsy, you're thinking, or
Yeah,
towards the
towards Betsy. Yeah, because that's where people have expressed interest in going. So he's going to. He doesn't have any skills for this, of course, but he is going to attempt to orient himself in that direction, start going that way. As far as he knows, that way could be, north, south, east, or west, or anywhere in between. So probably what he's going to end up doing is wandering the forest aimlessly,
All right.
or
There's
wandering
no
the
forest.
wilderness.
It's just
Yeah, wandering the wilderness aimlessly.
Okay, excellent. I will say that because Nicholas lit the candle, everyone's able to find him.
All right.
Yeah,
That's
after a
when you
while
all
you
meet up.
notice it's not moving, so it's not there's no searching
It's
involved.
not
Yeah.
certain. Yeah, if he and like he, yeah, once he eventually after probably a cup like after like half an hour to an hour of wandering, he will probably eventually find Nicholas's candle and spy that it's Nicholas and not some crazed woman with an axe.
Yeah. So, how are you as you meet up? What's your plan now? It's silent, besides the sounds of burning buildings.
Keeping an eye
So-
out, are we seeing the women? Have they lit any lantern or anything to see through this?
You might have seen them light some lanterns, but they're like heading away from the
Yeah,
village.
that as long as
They're
he's
heading
aware
towards
they're leaving.
the giant mountain,
Interesting.
Mount Lyle.
Mount Lyle.
Is that the same direction where Betsy Cove
No,
is? No. Okay, but Mount Lyle.
that is that direction that we saw the geologist going.
the yes, it is.
All right, but Adelard will sort of say we should go deeper into the island, away from here.
If you want to get to Betsy Cove, you could go inland, or you can go along the beach.
Yeah, he's going to just will be hard. It'll be more difficult. But it'll be more difficult to spot. I think more inland. We have more rocks to hide behind and such. But
Well, as long as they're leaving that way, I think we're okay for the moment.
You didn't see all of them leave that way. Just
I
maybe
see.
one of them. Yeah.
I see. Then never mind. You are right in your thinking. Let's
I
keep
have
the movement.
I have no skills for the outdoors. But he looks to Nicholas and looks to Cap and says, "You two give me the impression that you might. We should." We might.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
he will
far
look-
too rich to have no.
he thinks that he assumes Nicholas is like a treasure hunting thief, so he's like he thought it was his or something. But he will then like to have
Mr. Burton, I'm also here. I'm
yeah.
worth something.
Oh, do you have any outdoor skills?
Well, if only I can get my telescope, I'll be able to maybe navigate through the stars. I
Navigation
dropped it.
would absolutely help. Yeah, my suggestion was that we go a little deeper into the island and we start a fire. We try to wait out the night at least. Where we can keep warm. It is freezing out.
Yeah, my thoughts exactly. To be honest, gentlemen, I'm wondering if we have a better chance of talking to maybe fighting those soldiers we saw earlier.
I don't think we need to fight some. Find them. Find them.
Yes, find them,
Okay,
or
at
least the astronomer.
Yes, perhaps.
That's kind of the impression I got that they are genuinely worried about
Joins the
him.
club.
Yeah. So I'm just wondering if I don't know. I do want to stay put, or at least go somewhere much more safer where we can rest. is one hell of a night.
Yes. That would be good. Cap, I could use your help. I have the sheep shears, and he'll bring them up. If you've seen sheep shears, they kind of look like two blades, on with like a little loop at the bottom so that they, cut like that. But if you could get these broken in two, they would make acceptable daggers.
Oh, I thought you were going to ask me for a haircut. I didn't think it was the right time. Certainly. And I'll just like try to pull them apart, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I grabbed a couple tools. We could probably
There's
use
some screws and stuff
Yeah,
that we can
yeah, yeah.
unbolt it from the middle.
Yes,
You know.
let's work on this just so we have. Does anyone have any other kind of protection?
I lost my gun in the fire.
I've still got the dynamite.
Ah,
Well, that's a
that's
one-time use.
No,
That's-
two.
Yeah.
Well, true.
But should be quite effective. So we know one of them left for the mount. I wonder if we. Do you think they would stay in the village? Have they set the sheep shed alight?
Yes.
Is the sheep? Yeah. So they have nowhere to stay there. We might be able to get your telescope if Muriel. Do you think it would survive a fire?
Well, if maybe my telescope, my gun, if possible. But there's also that journal of Adele.
The what?
It's
Uh,
yes,
The
only
crazy woman that tried to set us on fire? Fuck her, Johnell.
yes, because when I was talking to her, she was talking about it was her dream journal. It was not written in a language. I it's further proof that it was actually written in Lumerian.
is is that really what we're concerned about right now?
It's proof though, and she was talking about I know it sounds she does have ravings of a mad woman, but there's kernels of truth in of that. It might be key to what's going on.
If you say so, but I have to agree with that a lot. It's not exactly my priority.
Uh, I'm thinking about this a little bit.
Mm.
So where we wanted to head to the cove?
I think so. That's where the other Germans would be.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where Bushner was last seen, apparently.
Yes, it's likely they'll return there. I worry that our boat, when this comes back in 2 weeks, I don't know what they'll do. If they'll
Oh.
even bother to dock.
From what I heard, it doesn't sound like the Germans are planning on leaving either. So
Oh, great. Well, at least they have a boat we
yes,
can get on.
that's what I'm saying.
Yes,
You know, they're not
good
going to
point.
be using it.
Good point.
Well, we all know that. I mean, given what you found in the cargo hold, Nicholas and Cap, that there was a lot of dynamite. Seems like they want to blow something up. I don't know if they're. Seems like they are going. They're in the path of self-destruction as well.
Well, they could blow up that mountains that they're headed to for some goddamn reason.
Blow the whole top off of it. Perhaps some kind of Is it a volcano? Are they making a volcano?
That's not how that works.
Are you sure?
90%. I'm no geologist, but
Well, Nicholas, what's
Not
your
how it
expertise on
works.
that?
I have some geology. That's not how that works, I don't think. But it is a fair point of if they think maybe there is a gemstone lord or something, but and he like pulls out his pocket and he's got just a handful of these gems like that they have. I think they are crazy for this. Like uh
well, if they're crazy for that, then why would they leave it to be burned?
I think they have enough, that
Maybe.
they don't need more. And he's like kind of putting together like I've been having such strange dreams. You said a dream journal?
Um,
Yeah,
and
that's what I mean, that's what Adele has. It was a dream journal written in Lumerian.
I've been having such strange dreams ever since I came in contact with these.
And Adlar will also perk up. Like well, you aren't the only one who's been having odd dreams. I assumed it was simply the stress of the voyage, but I've had one or two. It's coincidence. I'm quite sure. But
I've never had a rock. That makes me
As
dream.
as I said before, there is something about this island that is causing this. Whether you believe it or not, the fact is that we had people trying to burn you in their own home,
oh,
and what my concern is that they, oh man, Adele was caring for the baby Georgette. Uh, what are they planning?
they're
Uh,
simply
or-
driven mad by isolation. It's they're you saw how their leader was acting when we mentioned that we were taking them away. They simply just be trying to stay. If they were, if that ends up ending with us dead, I don't. I truly do not think that there's anything. Well, there is obviously something odd, but I don't think there's anything of your type of odd, Miss Bones.
skepticism. You just believe it when you see it. Again, the facts are is that we are outside,
Yes, that
in
I
the
agree
frigid
with.
cold.
That I agree with.
You know, there is always making. How far away is the is Bessie Cove?
About half a day is what.
Half a day.
So we'd have to
You-
travel through the night.
Yeah,
Yes.
you could definitely make.
It will be slow going, but it might be good, as Adelard said. Get a bit. Maybe we rest up for the night. I don't know about you, but I inhaled quite a bit of smoke. I would not mind terribly a moment of rest out here.
I could
But-
use a few minutes to get rid of the. Well, I don't know what kind of booze that was, but it was.
Oh,
I
What
mean,
have
you're
you been
welcome
drinking,
to
Cap?
sit out here in the middle of the field,
I don't.
but
I
I'm
don't
not
think
going to say it's
middle
safe.
of the field. Yeah,
Yeah.
there,
You'd probably
there
have to
are
find a
caves on the
cave.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah, move more
Yes.
inland.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
basically,
would-
the point being, I don't like Nicholas wants to find a spot on the way,
Yeah.
rest, and then potentially go into morning.
Yeah.
But can be overridden.
Adlard agrees.
Oh, yeah.
And Adlard
Okay.
would also like to ask, do we know what direction the sheep herders were? That might be where the rest of them are going. If only a few of them are going towards the mountain.
That might be our only hope for food, as well.
That's a good point.
I maybe, but I would hope to if we're heading towards Betsy Cove to meet up with the Germans.
If they're there, yes.
If they're
Yeah.
there, I would prefer to avoid the direction that they might be, any direction they might be heading.
Right.
Yeah, we can look for a cave. We can.
Yes, I agree.
Yes,
Find a
Cap, I
safe
think
spot.
you will have the best eyes for this sort of thing.
Sure, and I'll lead the way inward, or if everybody wants to go in, we'll lead. I'll head out inland and
Mhm.
just kind of using my hobo nose, kind of sniffing around. Smells
Yeah,
like
yeah.
shelter.
You can definitely do that. So the out of Port Couvreau is a track that goes westward towards Betsy Cove through rough, hilly terrain, and you definitely can make your way on foot starting this travel. And as you walk this path in the moonlight, you can see a congregation of skuas, maybe 2 miles inland.
Define what that is exactly.
These are
Skua?
birds.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
bird.
Okay.
Oh, birds. Okay.
Adler will point
So
look over
another
the cap and
maybe
say,
20, 30
yeah,
minutes
Adler
there's
will point
just
over the cap like we've got
swarming the
that maybe
sky.
our if you're looking for food, that might be a little safer than the sheep if they were to land, of course.
What is
I,
this circling?
What are they circling?
Keep your blades sharp, gentlemen and lady. I fear what we will find.
Had my dang telescope.
If you are going to follow this path, you're welcome to. Otherwise, you can keep heading westward.
I think it might make sense. It might be the astronomer.
Yeah. I
You-
think
what
our
did-
plan was to follow the path until we find a suitable place that's hidden enough or sheltered enough to start a fire and rest. Is that what I understood?
I think so. Yeah.
So are we leaving the birds? Or are we looking into that?
Do you?
I would like to look because I do wonder if it's the astronomer. These birds would not just flock for nothing.
We can head off into the. It doesn't look too far away from the path, or
Okay. Yeah. So as you start to walk up this hill, you can see a smaller group of skuas just congregating, that have split off, that are circling somewhere a little closer to you, that goes towards some of these cliffs. Now, I say inland, but you're still seeing cliffs because of the shape of the island.
Yeah.
You can see that they're cawing and they're floating over something in the water below you off this cliff. And when you look, there's this broken body of a man. Um, Cap, you saw a picture of this man before, Pierre Petit, with
Okay.
his wife Claudette. This is definitely him. His on his back, and you kind of shine your lantern down. He's facing the skies, and his eyes are being pecked out by the birds. Who has medicine or forensics?
I do.
Well, I have a treat for you.
Wonderful. Yay.
Because when he was tossed from the cliff, it looks like he snapped his C4 vertebrae on impact, resulting in complete paralysis below the neck. He was alive when the birds found him.
Oh.
So why don't you give me a
yeah.
a
That's what I was
stability
thinking.
roll?
I'm
Yours is a
gonna-
little more difficult than
Yep.
the rest of them all.
Yeah, then he's going to
4.
spend a point.
Okay.
Uh,
So roll
that's 5.
5. Okay. What about you, Muriel?
Oh well, let's see. I won't spend a point. Let's see how it goes. I got a 4.
4. Okay. Yeah, this is fine. This is fine. But yeah, you see this. It looks like he has been thrown off for sure. There's a bit of a scuffle near the dirt at the top of this cliff. But beyond, there's more skuas circling. And there's the smell of death.
I think the women might have made away with their husbands before.
Yeah.
Like, do we see any footprints near this? Because, like, he's been thrown.
Yeah, I would say so, yeah.
Yeah, are they, like, more men's size versus
They're
women's
men's size, yeah.
okay.
Now, I will say, Claudette she mentioned to me that she didn't like her neighbors and she was excited to leave. And I did also see her getting stabbed in the neck.
Anyway,
Is
Right.
that-
Pierre was her husband. Well, shit.
Well, that might go a little much more towards my theory of them simply doing anything they can to stay.
Yes, I agree.
yeah. So if you're gonna continue on this path, I'll move on to the next thing if you'd like.
Yeah,
Mhm.
let's
That's
go
fine.
find the herd. Is
Yeah.
what Nicholas is suspecting.
You definitely smell it. And when you cross the top, you're looking downward. There you find the sheep. There's about 200 of them, all have been bled and slaughtered. Their carcasses form a massive ring, some 50 feet in circumference. So this is definitely a stability test.
Here we go.
Yep.
5. Okay, you're good.
6.
6.
6. You're good.
1.
Yeah,
No,
so
no.
much
Poor
death.
cat.
Cap. Take 3 stability.
Ooh.
And in the distance, on the beach, you can see a tent.
What
Might
kind of
be some.
size of tent we talking here?
A small tent.
That might belong to our German astronomer.
Von
Or,
Tragus.
yes, doesn't look like it would be big enough for 2 people because it could also be the geologist.
Just one.
Just one. Then my assumption would be the astronomer.
Yeah, I would agree. The
Um,
others should have more technically.
But yeah, that's going to be beyond the sheep
Yeah.
towards the beach. You're welcome to examine the sheep if you'd like, or you don't have to.
I don't really
I
have
mean,
any
from
sort
from Muriel's uh, uh, from Muriel's standpoint, if there's I don't know if there's anything resembling maybe the cultures that she has
You
studied.
have anthropology,
Yeah, the anthropology. Yeah,
okay,
like if there's
and
like
maybe you
of
get a little
rituals.
closer just to see it. But all of their throats were slashed in a ritual manner, and the animals were bled out one after another. Anyone with forensics or biology, you can spend 1 point should you wish. Okay,
I'll spend a
so
forensics, yeah.
whatever happened was heavy work amongst
Yeah.
panicked animals. This must have taken days.
Yeah.
The ground is black with their blood. There's no signs of the perpetrators besides the hill, besides like some footsteps.
Yeah.
But all you see around you are the undulating hills and moss-covered cliffs which stretch in every direction.
All right. The men have made sure that they will not survive. It is for sure.
The birds are feasting.
Not a good relationship trail of Cthulhu and birds.
They're like the whippoorwills.
Yes. Well, are they rotted at this point? Like
Yeah, I would
they've
say
been
so.
okay,
Like
they've
they're
been on.
rotting.
Yeah. This has been, yes, this took a while, and this has been for days. This is not a sudden madness.
Yes, and interesting in how they're cut in a it's in a ritualistic manner, and this is a lot of effort. Um, effort of a village, perhaps.
I think perhaps their dreams have led them to madness, yes.
Adelard will sort of look crossly at that statement, but, not say anything.
I've had some bad dreams, man.
I would be concerned if your bad dreams were going to lead to something like this.
Well,
Like gesture.
you and me both. Yes, I think perhaps that tent. Does the tent look German issued? Like we have some
I
history.
would say
Yeah.
so. I would say so because you are from that country.
Yes.
But you'd have to travel down to the tent.
I think maybe we go meet up. As another person that might be on our side is always better than one less.
Yes, and possible if he has some spare telescopes, that would be nice.
Yes.
And maybe curious about his findings, if he's willing to share.
And
If
honestly,
not,
if he
well,
still has a drink, I wouldn't mind that either.
You
uh,
aren't the only one.
I don't know if there'll be any schnapps left. Let's hope for the best.
Yes. Then I think we'll head down towards that tent.
Okay. Yeah. So you make your way down the perilous rocks, and you get to the tent. You hear someone retching inside. Ugh.
Uh,
Over the sand, you see empty bottles of schnapps upon bottles of schnapps. It
Mr.
smells like
Bushna.
piss.
Yeah, Mr. Bushna.
Ugh. You hear a moan from inside.
I speak that language.
Speaking of speaking languages, Adler will call out in German. Mr. Bushner, we met some of your
Present, he says in German.
your compatriots. We've had a run of bad luck. I wouldn't seek to impose myself, but would you would you like to come out of the tent? Maybe it would be better to relieve yourself out here as opposed to in there.
Uh, he does not emerge from the tent.
All right.
He Adelard, he sounds like he might need some
Yeah.
medical help.
I am a doctor. If you think it would help,
Ugh.
yeah. Adelard will, very carefully approach the tent, like try, like very
It smells
carefully.
foul.
Yeah,
It
I
smells like
assume it
urine and
does.
vomit.
Yeah. He'll like open the tent like door just slightly to make sure he isn't immediately going to spring out with a gun. But if he,
No,
if
he's
he,
no one has.
yeah,
He's not in
yeah,
a position to
yeah,
even get up and
yeah.
walk.
I was making sure that was real
You
because
see a
we've
German
had some
man.
bad days. Yeah,
He's in the fetal position. He looks
Yeah.
pathetic and distraught and drunk and exhausted. And yeah, he's there. It's a 2-man tent, so I misspoke.
but Adler will
There's a
step.
pack near him that's kind of
Yeah.
open.
Adler will step in and try to avoid the vomit and the piss, probably unsuccessfully.
Yeah, he vomits again right onto your shoes.
Wonderful. But he'll like kneel down. He's dealt with people in asylum, so it's not too awful for him.
Yeah. You've got medicine, correct?
Yes,
So
he's got medicine. He's got first aid, so he'll just do whatever he can to make this guy feel a little better with what he has, which is probably not much.
You certainly do. You give him some water as he
Mhm.
sobers up.
I imagine he's got some from his pack to help, be able to, just try to take care of this dude as much as possible. Like, sort of like give him platitudes in German, all right, buddy, let's hope you're a little better. Let's.
I gotta get the Kuvru.
Kuvru doesn't exist anymore, my friend.
What?
They burned the women in the village. They burned it to the ground.
What?
Why did you need to go there?
I want to get off this island.
You've got 2 weeks to wait for that.
Yeah, and I can wait in the safety of a home.
There's none of those left. I greatly apologize. I would have preferred to stay at home too for the next 2 weeks.
And while this is going on, can Muriel look at his star maps or whatnot? If there's any.
Sure. Yeah, there's maps that and timings for the transit of Venus. And it's gonna happen sometime today or tomorrow.
Oh, and I'll point this out to the others. That's look at that.
And he doesn't
the
care that you're
backdrop.
searching through his stuff. And I'm gonna say you look through his pack, and you see this ceremonial like headdress looking artifact, and it's lined with the Krugulian jewels.
Adelar will sort of like very quietly to Muriel as she's picking this up, as she's picking up this headdress. Like, if we return that to the Germans, it seems like we might make a good second impression if we were to return that item to them.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. And she's kind of examining it, like what culture could resemble or borrow from if it's something using her anthropology skill or theology, if it's applicable, or occult, as she's examining the headdress thoroughly as much as she can.
Yeah, it looks like a strange headdress. It does not belong to any culture you've ever studied.
Consider. But oh, I'm sorry, Muriel. You are looking very carefully. I think we should consider the idea that they were not so concerned about the disappearance of their friends so much as the disappearance of this headdress. You said they were nervous. Maybe they need this. The timing seems important.
Adler will sort of go over. Will sort of like look at the to the man on the ground and say, Sir, you said you wanted to get off this island. I
Yes,
believe I
yes. You
heard that
want
they.
nothing to do with the black drop.
I heard that they weren't quite planning on going back themselves either.
Ugh.
Well, since we're being truthful, um, uh, Mr. Bushner, what do you think about what is your impression on Walter Schneider?
He's noble, and I can never be as noble as him. The black drop, they plan on all killing themselves on the top of that mountain, or at least most of them. I want no part of it anymore. I can't do it. I can't possibly.
Yeah,
They do it every 30 years
Every 30
to
years.
stop something.
What do they believe that they're stopping, Mr. Bushner?
They say they're trying to stop the god of the black stone.
So,
I was supposed to be the one to offer myself up, but I cannot. I can't do it. It's madness.
I
Ah,
would agree. Um, I would question. So if they're planning on killing themselves or killing. My question is, do they plan on doing anything with their ship? Are they planning on destroying it too, or? And
No.
then, if you would like to leave,
I don't want to go back to Betsy Cove. I can't face them, especially not Faber.
well, you might not have to if they're all planning on going to that mountain, and you know when they're going to that mountain. Why wouldn't you just go back and while
I
they're?
have a little dory. I can take you to Betsy Cove if you wish, but I want no part of this.
I understand. I don't particularly want any part of some death cult either. I was just suggesting that if you know the time that they are going to that mountain, maybe we could plan our own getaway while they're away.
They'll probably just let you go.
Oh,
They're not
eh,
unreasonable.
you
well,
know,
that's not
why?
what the townspeople felt.
The townspeople.
Um,
You,
y- yes.
yeah, we they tried to burn. They tried to kill us.
Okay. Well, looks like that's bad. Ugh.
Yes,
uh,
bad. It seems that all of the inhabitants have reached a point of no return. Point of no return.
And they're members of this cult as well.
No, they're not part of the Black Drop. The Black Drop there were Germans only.
now this is beginning to make more sense, actually. Consider the
But
facts
this,
ahead of us. Your men, they believe they are stopping something on this mountain, correct? Every 30 years they sacrifice themselves.
Yes, with one survivor to continue the tradition.
Of course, as is the way it is. Consider as well our geologists and the women of the town. They are looking to blow up the mountain. It seems that they are two forces in opposition, yes? One to stop it, one to perhaps unleash it.
I see what you're getting at.
and this god of the black stone. Did any of your uh comrades talk more about this god? Like, what does he or it look like?
All we know is that if it is ever unleashed, it will spell doom for the world.
And what is that image of doom that they?
I don't know. I don't want to know.
You know, whatever it is, it sounds like bullshit to me. I say we let them all blow each other up, and just get out of here. It'll be fine. Who cares what they do? It's bullshit.
I think for once, agree with Cap here.
Thank you.
I wish I could agree as well, honestly. But I am.
And here's where I'm gonna tempt you with your drive, Cap, for curiosity.
Okay.
Actually, adventure.
Adventure, yeah. I am
You
a
still
little
got
interested.
2 sticks of dynamite. If you want to pursue and be a goddamn hero, you'll get 2 stability back. If you don't, I'll take 2.
Let me look at my stability real quick.
Yeah, that's actually. Cap has been getting some pretty big hits.
I'm down to 6.
You can go to negative like 10 before you.
It's
lose.
negative 12, you're
Yeah, negative
out.
12.
Negative 6, you're doing nothing but groveling on the ground, screaming, crying.
And so, like, pursuing this drive would be more like Cap is more interested in seeing what's going on and
Yeah,
kind
and
of
maybe even heroics. Adventure. That's your
saving
drive.
the world.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's true.
If it's true. But maybe you need to talk to people at Betsy Cove first.
Ah, shit. Yeah, we need to make it to Betsy Cove.
All right, give yourself 2 stability.
Adelard will just, sigh.
Yeah, yours is arrogance, which is a
Yeah,
little. I don't know how to work that in.
Yeah, his arrogance currently is going towards, I'm right here. I'm surrounded by crazy people. Yeah, but right now he's like, but yeah, I help.
We can take the dory to Betsy Cove, but I banged it up on the way here.
Plus you did.
Otherwise, we're gonna have to walk.
Oh.
How much
Anyone
did you
with
bang
mechanical repair? He points
I have
to the boat.
mechanical repair.
You do.
Oh, this is an
Captain,
important
yeah.
one.
Why don't
Should we help? Should we assist each other, or how do we do that again?
The dory is not meant for deep sea, so I will say it is a piggyback. No, it's not a piggyback. So if you want to assist, spend 1 to be able to assist, and then each additional 1 you spend will add to the main roller's roll.
So
I have
how many
6
points do you have?
points.
I have 6 points as well, so we're about even.
Okay. You want to be the main person, or you want Cap to be the main person? It doesn't matter either way.
Yeah, I'm thinking it makes sense for Muriel to help Cap. He's to her, he seems more competent and more outdoorsy stuff than she is. So she'll spend a point for assisting you.
Yeah. Also, does anyone have piloting?
No.
Nope.
Okay. Driving, I'll take driving with -2.
I think it's going to be piloting with minus like 20 in the dark.
Well, I want to say do repair, but we should not be going tonight. He is drunk as a skunk. We are all exhausted. For Pete's sake, take a minute, rest a bit.
Yeah, you can definitely rest a bit. I will say that with the time it'll take to repair, I'll just let you refresh 3 of your general abilities.
Like
It's health and stability, correct?
Besides health, stability, and sanity, yes.
And does that fully refresh the pool when
Yep.
that refreshes? Okay, cool.
So 3 of our general skills will refresh to full.
That is correct.
Right. Okay.
Alex, could I make a case for my drive as well? Hopping in here is he's got it in
your
the
blood,
blood.
right?
Yeah, he's in the blood. So his family has a history of letting these things go, and like part of the reason he does so much thieving is his family sold all their old artifacts and stuff,
Okay.
and that is it's one of those of we've made a huge mistake in the past, and there's a bit
The
of
guilt, the
sacrifice.
familiar guilt.
Exactly.
Yeah. Add
he's
2
used to sacrifice
to stability then.
because he
I'll
knows
get that back
he
too.
can't leave without making sure that one way or the other this ends.
Excellent.
And
yeah. So you spend an hour, just like in bleak silence, just like staring ahead, while Cap and Muriel fix up this boat. Let's see that roll to fix the mechanical repair.
So Muriel's giving me a +1.
Yeah, if she'd like.
If she spends 2, she'll give you a +1. Yeah.
Oh, I'll spend 2. Don't worry.
Okay.
And I'll refresh anyway. So
If you want to refresh, no, you only refresh 3 of the general abilities.
I only have 3. Not all of them, but I did. That's the 3rd ability.
Okay, if you'd like.
And I'll spend 2 as well.
Okay.
So that'll make it a total of +3.
So you get a 4 minimum.
Yeah. So
Roll
let's
it.
see what it does. So I got a
And if I-
7.
Oh, that's good enough. You fix up the boat.
And just because my drive is curiosity, she wants to see this all through.
All right, then
She's gonna
get
go
2
for it.
stability
Yeah.
back.
I do think what Adelard, he thinks he's in charge here, but he's going to follow them because he's like, I'm going to be in charge of this expedition.
Okay,
Like,
then you
I'm-
can recover
yeah.
2 stability then. If you think that like
Yeah,
these people are all insane, let me get more evidence.
yeah.
They
Let me
can't
get
possibly right. Yeah. All right. That's
Yeah.
a good argument.
This is like the perfect time to prove all of us idiots wrong.
yeah. Like we're going to go to the Nazis. We're gonna have a chat, and we're gonna leave. And I'm going to prove all these people wrong. Like, and we're just like we're gonna go. But it is going to end with us talking to the Nazis at least.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay. Great.
And I need that refresh. I'm at 6 out of 11.
Okay. In that case, you are going to go to the Betsy Cove, correct? As you rest for a minute, Bushner, he sobers up. He's like, okay, I'll take you to Betsy Cove, but once again, I'm out. I don't want anything to do with this.
Yeah,
Yes.
100% on board with you.
And you all board this boat, and he pilots it towards Betsy Cove. And you can see it in the distance. There's a hut, and you can see the Tenerife anchored in the cove. She's battered. It's a fishing boat. The Black Drop Society, or what remains of them, are on the shore. They have a fire going with seal meat hanging from spits, giving it a very barbaric look, which is very un-German like. It seems like there's 3 people, the 3 that you saw, and they're standing over a 4th. And it seems like Snyder is, you hear him reading like funeral rites.
It's a friend.
They did mention that they left a man.
Yes.
Adelard is going to, as the boat is being piloted, sort of go over to our
Faber
new-
has a rifle,
Yeah.
but he doesn't raise it against you.
go to our new German friend. Can they see can the people on the shore see the other German currently?
Yeah, they can.
Okay, so never mind. But
Because he's piloting the boat.
Yeah, I was like, I was wondering if it was like an enclosed capsule on the boat, like some boats will have like an enclosed.
Bushner looks at you with a look of fear, Adelard, and he says, "Just Faber's going to kill me."
Listen, just stay on the boat. I'm sure we can I'm sure we can help this blow over. And like he's like thinking like, Muriel, would you grab that headdress?
No problem. And also, Bushner, do you have a spare telescope on you? I don't think you'll be needing it anymore.
Bushner, yes, he has one in his pack. Okay. So as the dory docks or anchors itself against the beach, you're greeted by Schneider, and he says, "Hello. Pardon our appearance. It appears that one of our own has been murdered while we were away. But please rest with us, Share. We have food. And it seems like you've brought Bushner. Excellent.
That's something we wanted to have a little bit of a chat about. Well,
let's talk. Let's put
Yes.
everything on the table.
Of course.
Mr. Adelard, Mr. Burke. He sits down, kind of defeated.
Your friend Bushner seems to be once out.
Okay.
If that would be all right with you, then he says you're not unreasonable.
If it's all right with me, we need 2. We need 1. We need 2 now because Bodo got murdered by one of the shepherds.
Yes.
And now Bushner wants out. That's fine, but we need 2.
So they have to be willing.
Yes.
And this is to save the world.
Yes, this is to save the world. And it will be very humane. I have sedatives.
I see, and they have to be willing.
Did you find a headdress on
Yeah,
Bushner?
yes, that was part of my what I was. Well, if you were, well, frankly, if you were planning on being less reasonable than you are, which I greatly appreciate. Um, well, we do have the headdress, yes, and I would be with the with your provision that Bushner will be able to leave and hopefully pilot us away with and then yes, we will be happy to hand over hand the headdress back to you as well. With I assume, Miss Muriel, did you also bring those star charts that he had with him? You still need those?
Yes, of course.
Oh,
I do. I did bring that with me.
So, are you
Um,
aware that these village people are planning to explode the mountain?
I knew something was up. It seems like what the village? They're all cultists.
I don't know about that, but they have definitely lost their damn mind.
They want to release. It seems like they want to release the god of black stone, and it seems like we're gonna be outnumbered.
well,
The plan
um,
is our original plan was to have Ludwig trail behind us to collect the diadem, the headdress, after I used it. The blood of 3 would be spilt, and that would bind the god of black stone in place while we sealed it away. I would go. Whoever was wearing the circlet, the headdress, would go crazy, and I was to be the one to wear that. But now that we have Bodo gone and Bushner wants out, we don't have the 3 sacrifices.
well, there's also another wrench, possibly. There's also this French couple. They have the Delarues. They have a lot of explosives as well. Um, I don't know what their motives are. We just saw them going. Possibly, there might be going to Betsy Cove as
I
well.
believe they were going to the mountain.
To
They are
the
they are
mountain,
part
yeah.
of, yes, I
You
believe
saw
they are
them
part of the cult.
interact in a
Yes, friendly
good
manner.
way
Okay.
with the rest of the cult, so with hugs and then.
And they have quite a lot of dynamite.
Look, it's not a great plan, but it has worked before.
You know,
Well,
I don't have much to live for.
oh,
Okay,
oh,
Okay,
Cap.
I've been bumming it and slumming it for years now, and I want to save the world. God damn it!
And you will. And he nods like solemnly, if you agree.
I'm coming with you.
I don't
As
mind.
large is going to be silent because what he wants to say will probably piss off the Germans. Or
And they all look
yeah.
serious. They all believe in this with your
Yeah.
assess honesty.
Yeah, I gonna ask also. It says honesty and also psychoanalysis. They are.
They are being completely honest. They completely believe this.
I am willing to aid you. I am not unfamiliar with the cost of this sort of thing. So, Cap, if you are willing, that would be good. Otherwise, maybe your survivor is Bushner this time and not Ludwig. If Ludwig is amenable, he's kind of
So
trying to
Ludwig
see how.
would live.
That's what I'm saying. Is
Yeah.
Bushner might be the one who lives instead. Are you understanding me?
Oh, I don't think you understand. The one who lives needs to do the ritual again in 30 years. Bushner wants complete out. So he wouldn't return. And whoever does the ritual obviously goes insane.
Yes, he is completely unwilling to help. I see. Then yes.
And he holds his tongue because he has a bit of anger towards Bushner that you.
Yeah.
As I recall the ages here, so Ludwig is the young one.
Yes, he's
Walter
in
is
his
the
20s.
oldest.
Walter's the oldest one with the cane,
Okay.
and Faber is the person in the SS uniform.
I think I'm just gonna go over towards like Walter, Schneider, because he is the oldest. And she's gonna pipe up. Well, the duty that you have, that all of you have put upon yourselves is quite honorable. What I was thinking was that Walter, I'm aware of your of how much you dedicate yourself to this society. Um, because Ludwig is young. Maybe I think I it makes sense that perhaps how about since Cap is willing to do honorable sacrifice, how about you, Mr. Schneider? At least, and then the survivor would be
I cannot be the
Ludwig.
sacrifice, for I am already one. I will recite the rites with the circlet, and I will be driven mad. Because I know the rites.
Is it possible to teach that to someone else?
No, he says adamantly.
I don't think we have time, Muriel. I understand I understand where you were looking. You come from a kinder place. But these things must be done at times, as hard as they are.
I'm gonna look like sadly towards towards Cap. It says, "Are you sure that you want to go through with this, Cap?"
I'm gonna look over at the Germans and what kind of drugs you got?
Mm.
When
What
we
are these?
reach the top of Mount Lyell, as the occultation of Regulus approaches, I will dispense the sedatives.
Hey, I won't feel a thing.
You won't. You'll have your chance to say your final goodbyes as you pass on to the other side.
Adelard is going to go over to go to leave this group for a second and head back over to Bushner.
Okay, Bushner's in the door.
Yes,
He's near the door. He's not getting any closer to that group.
yeah. Adler's Bushner, you're right. They're all mad. They're insane.
He nods. He just shakes his head sadly.
They
It looks like from your experience as an alienist, he feels really guilty.
Yes. Bushner, they are you? My question is, what I will at least let you know they have agreed that they won't force you against your will. At least you are free to go as far as they. You were correct. They are not unreasonable, if quite insane.
What is it, Doc?
I'm
Say what you need to say.
what I'm saying is one of ours has decided to go wrong with their insanity. You seem quite guilty, but do you really have regrets not going through with this? And he gestures at the collection on the shore.
I just don't. I don't want to die.
I agree. I I'm I really have no idea what anyone around here is doing at this point, but you can pilot a boat, correct?
Yes.
So seems like our group is planning on going with them for whatever reason. I would like you to stay. Can you pilot the ship?
Yes.
I would like you to stay here while we go, and if when we return, I have a feeling that only a few from the considering that there is a seems to be some great opposition to our friends and a whole lot of dynamite involved. I'm only expecting a few of us to come back, but I would hope. I want you to, as we are leaving, I want you to prepare the ship so that when we get back, we can go as quickly as possible. Would that be
Okay.
amenable?
I promised you that.
Thank you. Um, you are, you're a good man. You'll like pat him on the shoulder.
You get some dried vomit on your hand.
Yeah, he'll casually like wipe it off on like his pantsuit, his pantsuit pants. It's not like his suit pants. It's probably not. They're pretty dirty anyway at this point. Good, good. Just I appreciate it, and that's what he'll leave with from Bushnell.
Okay. Meanwhile, at the campfire, Nicholas, have you volunteered yourself? Just asking as a keeper.
Volunteered to help get them there. He's not volunteering to sacrifice himself. He's too rich for that.
Okay.
But also, I mean, in reality, he's got too much unfinished. Like he can't die here because of what he still has to
Yeah.
accomplish. So he appreciates Cap's willingness to join in on this. And I mean, he does kind of judge. The more he's hearing, the more he's judging. Um, oh, I lost his name. Brunwald, the fella that's chickening out.
Oh,
Bushnell.
Bushner? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bushner.
Bushnell.
Thank you. Yes, but I mean, he gets it too.
Yeah. Well, that makes one,
Yeah.
Walter says.
Yeah, Muriel is on the fence because she's curious about it too. Because I'm imagining her experience, she has seen people do this. Like there's no point of talking them out of it. She kind of respects their beliefs. Uh, because it's not her place. She doesn't know the world that they live in. So she's you can tell that there's gears going through her head. Um,
If I can ask Muriel for your help, you are closer
mhm.
to belief in this than we are, and we need every person we can because we are not just the sacrifices. Uh, Frankly, easy with the drugs that the doctor is saying. It is these fools that wish to blow up a mountain that we have what? Two men, three women, the De La Ruse, and the baby. They
The more worried about the baby.
we are unmatched. Yes, this baby is innocent in all this, and I I do not know anymore if they expect to see the world that they are hoping to unleash, but the very fact that they may kill these Germans before they are able to accomplish this. I'm not sure it's true, but if it is, I mean, what if, right?
Yes. What if? Um, I've dealt with not dealt. I've met people like this. Of different cultures, different religions. It's not my place to judge. It's just that the belief is so strong, and that's why I've been thinking. Um, just at least promise me, because I mean I've lived a good life. I mean my husband has passed away 3 years ago. Um, at least allow me to write out my I guess will. Um, and also if there's any chance, please just the baby is the innocent one here.
Of course.
Yes, just her name is Georgette. She needs to be taken away from this madness.
I agree completely, and don't worry. It sounds like these sacrifices must be willing. There is no if you wish to do anything, it must apparently be under your own volitions. They will not be able to just off you and bind the gods that
Yes.
way. So,
Yes, some people are not given that choice.
yes, well, I would
So,
rather trust these fine-ish. He's looking at the
A
SS
favor.
officer.
Yeah.
Fine. I won't mind some of them dying. I'm not going to lie.
yes.
But I think yes, we need to save that child and probably take out the people that tried to burn us alive.
Yes, of course. If well, they're soldiers, they should have extra firearms to spare. And that's when she's gonna look over to Cap, and I don't know if she might have some writing utensils, or she'll ask for writing utensils to borrow. Cap, how about you and I start writing out maybe our last letters?
Ooh.
Oh,
Oh,
And is that thought is just settles in, like it just like that bleak thought, these very small actions of writing out what you want to happen after you die. We're gonna end
yeah.
the session there.
Awesome.
Oh, it's getting juicy.
nice.
It's getting juicy indeed.
Oh my goodness.
Well, yeah, thanks for playing another episode of The Black Drop on RPG Reanimators. It's live actual play. See you next time.
Bye.
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 Thanks for listening. Be sure to check out the RPG Reanimators podcast for horror scenario reviews, interviews, gaming discussions, and more.